It's time for another battle of the budget-friendly wireless intercom headsets. Today, we've got the CAME-TV Communicates, the Saramonic WiTalks, the Hollyland C1 Pros, and the Synco wireless headsets. So in this video, let me help you figure out which one might be the best fit for your church. This is a test of the Saramonic WiTalk system. Ready camera 1, take 1. Ready 2, take 2. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is a test of the CAME-TV Communicate headset. Ready camera 1, take camera 1. Ready 2, take 2. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is a test of the Hollyland C1 Pro. Ready camera 1, take 1. Ready 3, take 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing the Synco headset. All right, so throughout this video, I will kind of break down each different brand's headsets, but just right off the bat, let me just share my overall thoughts, in conclusion here at the beginning. Here at Central, we have switched to the Saramonic WiTalks. To be honest, they have the loudest volume, the clearest speaker and headset combo with the mic, pretty good noise cancellation, even though they don't really advertise that, great battery life, and the cost is remarkable for what you get. But for years, we used the CAME-TV Communicates, and I've recommended them and still do, still love them. And if budget is a big deciding factor for you, the CAME-TVs, you can get 4 of them for $659. But after using the Saramonics for quite a while now, my operators have definitely leaned towards the WiTalk system. You may have heard of the Hollyland C1 Pros. I did a full review on the Hollyland C1 original version. These are the updated version with supposed better noise cancellation and some other updates. They're more expensive than all of these other offerings, not by a lot, but by a little. They do have a really good reputation. They're very lightweight, and so if that is something you desire, is like not to really be able to feel for long periods of time the headset on your head, then the C1 Pro is going to be a good fit for you. And the last contender today is this Synco headset, which looks a whole lot like the Hollyland headset, doesn't it? Interesting. It's definitely a little bit cheaper feeling than the Hollyland headset. The difference though is that it's 2.4 gigahertz. This is your bottom of the barrel, like most budget-friendly option, but it operates on the 2.4 gigahertz spectrum. So just know that. I'll talk to you more about that in a little bit. So what's the deal with these headsets? Why are all these companies making them and sending them to me to try and get me to review them? Well, it's because in the live streaming world, when we have camera operators, we need to be able to talk to them, right? Well, as churches have gotten into this, maybe you didn't have ClearComm systems set up. And as you've looked into getting ClearComm, you quickly realize that a 4-person ClearComm wireless system is $25,000. So for comparison's sake, I'm looking at all the 4 headset options from these different companies just to kind of see eye to eye what we're working with. And at the end of the day, all of these headsets will get the job done. We also used EarTech for a long time. It's a well-known brand that's out there. That's another great budget option. It wasn't as loud as we wanted, so we switched off to the CAME-TV. But really, it's going to come down to a few things. What's your budget? How loud is the environment that you're in? Do you need a dual ear option? And how big is your team? How many headsets are you going to require? Because certain models require a base station in order to get up to 9, 10, 12 different headsets. Most of us, though, are going to be fine with 4 or 5 headsets. That's why I stuck with this comparison. All right, so let's talk about the Saramonic headset. I've already talked about some of the things I like about this Saramonic. Also, they come with a great road case. It's the best that I've ever received from a company that's doing these type of headsets. They offer dual ear and single ear. They have a hub that you can also line out of to record your comms onto an ATEM or something like that. The build quality seems very solid. It's plastic, yes, but it's got all the features you need and it fits on your head snugly. So currently for a 4-person system, you're looking at around $959 for a dual ear setup. For a 9 headset system, it's around $2,000 for dual ear and $1,550 for single ear. And these have 1,300 feet line of sight. All these ranges don't really matter that much when you're working in a church with drywall and windows and people.
So I'm not really even gonna do a range test this time. Just know, in our building, anywhere 300, 400 feet within the building, walls even in between, you're not gonna have a problem with hearing each other. Battery life is really good on these. You got about 10 hours run time. Those battery hours differ if it's the master or the receivers. The masters always have less, but just know 10 hours, you're gonna be good all day doing services on these batteries. Now, while I was sent all of these from these companies with no expectation of return or even making a video, I did want to make this video and share my honest thoughts, and they aren't seeing this before you guys are. So here's a couple of the downsides with the Saramonics. Number one, the first batch I got of these actually had a weird beeping problem. They sent me a new batch and it's been great ever since, but hopefully that is fixed going forward and no one else encounters that. The second thing that I haven't been a fan of is that these other units, a lot of times when you power them on or it connects to the master, it actually tells you like headset connected or headset disconnected or mute on, mute off. This just has beeps and I don't really remember what the beeps mean. But that's really it. I love the Saramonics. We're gonna be sticking with them. In second place is going to be the CameTV Communicates. I still really like these headsets, and for $659 for a 4-pack, you can't be beat. For single ear 9 headsets, you're looking at $1,400. For dual ear, it's gonna be $1,650 or so. And so it's really still a great budget option. And CameTV did tell me that their base station allows for that same connection out of the base station to record those comms. I don't have any of the base stations. You can do 5 of these together without the hub though. Battery life claims to be the same, 10 hours, 1,500 feet line of sight, blah, blah, blah. They've been rock solid. If you need them on a budget, I still recommend the CameTVs as well. In third place is the Hollyland C1 Pros. They're gonna be about $400 more than the Saramonics for the same system. But for an 8-person system, you're looking at $2,549, which is $1,000 more than the Saramonics for, let's see, the Saramonics, actually that's a 9-person team. So a 9-person team is $4,500 with the C1 Pros. Just know, the more people you add, the more expensive the C1 Pros are gonna be. Now, a bonus of the Hollyland C1 Pros is that you can do up to 8 headsets without a hub. Well, that's great, but it's gonna be $2,549 for those 8 headsets, which is $1,000 more than the Saramonics are. I think the reason you would buy these is for maybe the reliability of the Hollyland name and the supposed noise cancellation. Really, the lightweight is the big bonus for me on the headset. It does, like, you just forget you're wearing it, really. It's a nice feeling headset. So if that's really important to you, you do like 4 or 5 hour long services, you might look at the C1 Pro. And in fourth place, the Synco XTalk. Why is this even up here? Well, I got sent it. It's interesting. It's a 2.4 gigahertz headset. It looks a lot like the Hollyland, some of the same specs, really the same build. It's kind of a ripoff, but one trick it does have up its sleeve, which I was really interested in, is that it has an audio input on the headset. So that way your director can actually hear the live stream. That way, if you have somebody out doing a talking segment, they can hear in their headphone if it's coming through. Currently, we have a separate headphone line that they put on to hear our pre-service hosts in making sure that, you know, the ATEM feed is all good to go. So that's a pretty cool feature. The major downside though for us is that it has a decent amount of latency over the Wi-Fi network. So you're looking at, I don't know, 100 milliseconds. I didn't really measure it, but there's an audible delay in when the master headset speaks to whenever your cameramen are gonna hear it, which causes some confusion on when they're live, when they're not live. But a 5-pack is only $500. So if you've only got a little bit of money and you need that many, you might give it a shot. Again, both of these are single ear only, so that's proven to be a big benefit to us moving to dual ear. I didn't think our cameramen would like it, but the great thing is if you want a single ear, you can just kind of pull it off your ear, but when you want that isolation, you just put both on and you can really hear clearly if the director's talking to you or not. All right, let's test some of the noise cancellation of these microphones in a loud environment, live music going on. How well can you hear each other talking?
All right, right now I'm on the Saramonic WiTalk headset, the dual ear version. I'm just gonna make a lap here through our worship center over to in front of our speakers where our camera guys a lot of times stand. And let's hear the difference in the noise cancellation. So I'm facing the stage currently. There's a speaker right there. Mic is about that far from my mouth. And this is kind of where they would be standing, shooting usually, trying to hear. Most of the time they've got their mic up, but a lot of times they need to communicate back and forth. How is the noise cancellation? All right, now we are on the Hollyland C1 Pros. Something that's different about these is you can actually hear yourself, your own microphone, in your ears, where on the others you can't. Now I'm walking back over to that same spot. Noise cancellation is engaged. The yellow is showing. And we've got that speaker right there again. Same exact loop, volume and everything. And so here I am shooting this way. And let's see how the noise cancellation is on the Hollyland. Check 1, 2, 3. Testing the microphone. All right, now we're on the Came TV Communicate. We used these for probably a year and a half before we got the Saramonics, and we're pretty happy with them. I like the way it audibly tells you if you're connected or not in these. We're headed right back over here by the speaker. This is where our cameramen usually would be in that same spot, and so you can see we've got our little front fill right there, and a lot of times they're standing in front of this. That's why I like to do this test to see how the noise cancellation is on the Came TV Communicates. And now we're on the Synco wireless headset. These are different than the others because they operate on the 2.4 gigahertz spectrum. They do have a lot of latency on there, which proved to be problematic for us. We will not be using these headsets, but I thought I'd give you a test anyways. If you're on a super big budget, these are the cheapest option you have. So we're in that same spot over here by our little front fill speaker. Cameraman standing here. How is the noise cancellation on these? I hear a little bit of artifacting in the headset ear for some reason. So let me know in the comments which one you thought had the best noise cancellation.
Well, I hope you guys found this video helpful on your journey to find the best budget wireless intercom headset. If you did, why not hit the like button? And for more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I will be leaving links in the description of this video. Would love it if you use those links if you decide to purchase one of these headsets. Helps out the channel a lot, doesn't cost you anything. And if you're a church who's utilizing one of these systems, drop in the comments a real world review. Would love to hear how they're working in your situation. If you want a more in-depth review over the Came TV headsets, I'll link those right up here on a card. And remember guys, we can do a lot of great things. Let's do it all for God's glory. We'll see you in the next one.